said, come here. Come here. He like, what's up, man? I said, listen, man, I know what you did last night in the shower. He like, what? I said, hey, listen, man, you ain't got to do all that, man. I seen what you and, you know, what y'all doing in there. He like, man, bro, please, man, I give you whatever you want, bro. Don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. I said, all right. I said, as long as we in this prison, you're going to give me everything that I want. Every Friday, I need these items. And if you come short just one time, I'm telling everybody that you was fucking peaches.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Welcome to another episode of the Donta Show Network Story Time.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
So we just got out of intake. And for those that don't know what intake is, it's the reception when you first get to prison. So let me give y'all a rundown of what happens in intake. So when you first get in there, they strip you butt, booty, Adam and Eve naked. I'm talking about no clothes at all, right? And then they say B to D's. Some of y'all like, what? What the heck do that mean, Donta? What do B's to D's is? Now, I'm not going to say the cussing word because YouTube don't like us saying, you know, certain words. But what it means is butts to DICKs, right? And that's what they call it, B's to D's. And this is what the guards tell you. So you literally standing in front of another man and you only got maybe 3 inches away from the person in front of you and somebody that's in back of you. Yeah, I know y'all. Big pause, big zesty, right? Anyway, so they throw this powder on you. I believe it's for lice or something like that or whatever, and crabs. So they throw this powder on you, so you got all this powder on your body looking like a ghost. And then you go get in the shower, right? Now, I'm about to tell y'all something. Now, only people that have been locked up, y'all know what I'm about to say is really messed up, and it does happen. Now, when they throw that, when you get hit with that water and you got that powder on, and people that do got crabs or lice and stuff, that stuff falls off of them and it hit the shower. It hit the shower floor. And you can hear these crabs or lice like jumping up and down on the floor. Like it sounds like little popping noise. Yeah. So anyway, after that, you get out of there. You still naked. So now you got to sit on this bench. And then this inmate come out and he give you your clothes or whatever. He give you your towel. He give you everything that you go. He give you your basics. He give you a spork. He give you a plastic cup, but this thing is really hard. They give you 2 towels, two bathing towels, 2 dry off towels, a sheet, a blanket, and you get this roll up mat that you're supposed to sleep on or whatever. And they give you your little hygiene pack where it's toothpaste, toothbrush, and all that stuff, right? Desk reception. Then you go into a auditorium or somewhere, and then they give you the warden come talk to you or the captain or whatever, and they let you know the do's and don'ts or whatever, right? And then off you go to your unit. Now, this is where this story starts. Now, I'm in this holding tank, right? And the holding tank is where you got to be at until you get to your unit or whatever. So it could be anywhere from 1 guy in there with you to over 50 guys in there, okay? Now, it looked like you can only hold maybe 20 guys up in here, but depending on the influx of people coming in or leaving out, you get jam-packed up in there. So that was this blood dude that came in, this older dude, and I guess he just came from up north, right? And I guess he's about to go to the county jail. So I guess just like the middle ground where he has to stay here for about 30 days or whatever. And then he's going to the county jail to answer for some street charges, whatever. So he's in there. And I just hear him keep talking about, yeah, man, I don't know if I'm going to if I'm gonna beat this charge, man, I don't know I'm gonna beat this charge, but I mean they should let it run concurrent, because I'm already doing 15 years, right? I just keep hearing him say this, right? And then he's talking about how he was selling drugs on the streets, how he was a pimp, and just talking all this nonsense. Now, anybody that been locked up before, especially in the county jail, y'all already know everybody was the Birdman. Everybody was the Brick Man, right? Everybody was selling pounds, weight, right? So this ain't really out of the ordinary, right? So I hear this dude talking, and I guess one of the guys that he was talking to asked him, like, you know, about the punks up north or whatever, and like, is they segregated? So I hear them talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, no, I'll be punishing punks up there, man. I'll be punishing them. So, man, ain't no, if you going to be a man, you need to be a man at all times, man. I hate punks and all this and that, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, so this is a guy that, you know, just a thorough blood gang member that ain't with none of the funny business. This is what I'm thinking, right? Little did I know that this was the total opposite of this dude character. Little did I know this dude, well, stay tuned for the story. So anyway, we end up getting put in the unit. Now, the unit had bunk beds, okay? And in this unit, it's about 20 bunk beds, so it's 40 men that could be up in here, two to each bed or whatever, right? So I get my bed assignment or whatever, and I go over there. So I see the blood dude come in, right? And all these other little bloods run up to him like, oh, what up, OG? I guess they know. I guess he known, in, you know, in the system and in the streets or whatever, right? So all these blood dudes come up to him, whoop, 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 all this, right? So they talking to him. They, you know, they bringing him in. They talk to him, whatever, right? Now, we gonna fast forward to maybe 7 days later, okay? Now, like I said, in this unit, dudes is coming and going, right? You got 3 guys, like I said, because this is a reception center, right? So you got like 3 guys that come today, 8 guys that leave tomorrow, 5 guys that come the next day, 10 guys that leave the next day. It's just like it's a revolving door, right? So now we down to about, like, remember y'all said it's like 40 people that can be up in here, right? So now it's just an influx, right? About 15 guys come in, but there's no beds at all. There's no beds for these 15 guys. So they are standing against the wall like, hey, man, where we sleeping at? Because like I said, they give you a bed assignment, but the depths ain't telling them nothing. They like, hey, man, we'll let you know when the bed come available. Other than that, y'all got to sleep in a parking lot. The parking lot is basically all the way to the back by the showers, okay? And you just lay your mat down, and that's what you got to do until a bed come available, unless you're going to fight for a bed. But anyway, so you got about 15 guys over here in the parking lot. Now, when these dudes came in, I really didn't pay no attention to them at all, right? Until they got back there in the parking lot. And like I said, you have to pass them when you go into the shower or the bathroom. So I'm headed to the shower, right? And I notice it's about 6 of them guys. And y'all know what I mean when I say them guys. I'm talking about, you know, the dudes that, you know, play for the other side. You know, dudes that think that at one time they was a man, but now, well, you know, they carrying themselves as a woman, right? So I'm like, what? So I see him, I'm like, okay, whatever. So, you know, I go get in the shower, whatever, do what I do when I come out, and I get back in my bed. So the dude that was laying, that had the bottom bunk, 'cause I had the top bunk, whatever, I'm like, hey, man, you seen them guys over there by the shower? You like, yeah, man, it's a trip, man. It's messed up how they got them in the parking lot like that. I said, yeah, but, you know, there's a couple of, you know, gay guys back there. And he was like, oh, yeah, I seen them. And then I was like, oh, okay. So I lay down. So he get up, my bunkmate, and he like, hey, you know that blood dude that came in with you? I said, yeah. He was like, yeah, don't say nothing though, but hey, I heard that he was up north messing with punks, and one of his punks is in here. I said, what? He said, yeah. And at nighttime, he be, you know what I'm saying? He be going to the shower with him. I said, what? He was like, yeah. I said, man, get out of here. You talking about the OG blood dude? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Now, every Saturday, they'll let us out of this unit for us to go to the yard. Okay. So everybody's looking forward for Saturday, because other than that, we just in this dorm and we ain't coming out. We just in here day in, day out. All right. So it's Saturday and everybody hit the yard, right? You got dudes walking the track. You got dudes lifting weights. You got dudes on the pull-up bar. You got dudes over here on the basketball court. We out here, y'all. Now, at this time, I didn't have my crew. Al wasn't here. Tar T wasn't here. Homicide, J-Rock. Nobody was here. I was just here, okay? So, the only person that I was kicking it with was my bunkie or whatever. So, me and him walking the yard, and he was like, hey, man, hey, I'm about to roll out in a couple of days, bro. I was like, where you about to go? He was like, shit, I'm gonna go back to the county, man. I think I'm about to, go home. I was like, okay, all right, bet. Right. So we get back into the unit, right? And I'm just gonna fast forward to the following Wednesday. My bunkie, he packing up, he leaving, right? As soon as he leave, the blood dude jumped he jumped right in the bed, right? And he like, hey, look, I'm gonna take this. I'm taking this right here, man. I got this, because I guess one of the other guys that was sleeping in the parking lot, whatever, wanted to get the spot, whatever. But he just jumped in the bed like, no, I got this, whatever. But it's a bed over there available, right? So one of the guys go over there, right? So he was like, hey, didn't you come in with me? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, okay, bet. Hey, your bunkie, right? I said, yeah, what about it? He was like, did he ever say anything about me out the way? I'm like, no, not really. He was like, you sure? I said, no, and I'm curious because I actually done forgot about, when my bunkie told me about him, right? I'm like, nah. He was like, oh, okay, all right. So he get up and he leave, right? And I'm thinking like, that's strange. Why would he ask me that my bunkie? Okay, whatever. All right, whatever, right? Now look, y'all. This is where everything is about to go down. This is where y'all came for, right? So it's Friday night. Everybody hyped. Everybody up, moving around because, tomorrow is Saturday. Okay? And not only tomorrow, Saturday, that we can go outside, but it's burger and fry day. And y'all already know what time it is, right? So it's Friday. We gonna fast forward to about 1 o'clock in the morning. Now I can't sleep, right? I'm tossing and I'm turning. I just cannot go to sleep. I think because I was so excited for the burger and fry, whatever, I just couldn't, small things like that. You remember when you was a kid and, it was the first day of school, the next day you be, excited or whatever, you can't sleep, or Christmas the next day, it's Christmas Eve and you about to wake up to the presents, whatever, you just can't sleep. That's what it was for me, right? So keep in mind, y'all, I'm thinking my celly is asleep, right? And it's about 2 o'clock in the morning now. And he gets up, right? He stands up. And he just standing there. And I'm like, man, what's this dude doing? Right? So I act like I'm asleep, right? And he walks off towards, the bathroom. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe he just got to go to the bathroom or whatever, right? But then I see somebody get up from the parking lot and then they go to the bathroom. So I'm like, what? Like, man, what the heck going on? Right? And then I hear the shower come on. So I'm like, man, hold up. So I jump off the bunk and I head that way. Now, before we go on, I know y'all gonna be like, well, Donta, you know, people say you gotta mind your business when you're in prison. You supposed to mind your business. Don't listen to that, y'all. Don't nobody mind their business in prison. Nobody at all. Right? So I creep up in there and I hear some noises. And I'm like, what? And so I peek my head around, around the wall or whatever. And I see the blood dude like pressed up against the gay guy. And so I hurry up and just turned away and walked out, right? And I laid back down. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh, so he really is like that. All that, oh, I put pressure down. I stand on business. I do this, I do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, right. So now I'm thinking to myself like, yeah, I'm gonna get at this dude, right? So the next, so I'm gonna say about 10 minutes to go by, he come back and he lay in the bed, right? Right. So about 5 minutes of him laying there, he like, hey, you up? You up? I hear him asking me as I'm up. I don't say nothing. So he get up and he like touched my shoulder like, hey, you up, bro? I said, what's up, man? He was like, you up? I said, no, man, I'm asleep. He like, oh, okay. So he laid back down, right? So we gonna fast forward to Saturday, the next day. So he walking with his homeboys, right? I mean, everybody out there, right? So I'm out here alone. I ain't got my bunkie gone. You know, he left a week ago, right? And I'm just out here. So I'm walking, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I really want I want a double burger, man. I want a double burger. And all I'm thinking, like, how can I get a double burger? And something clicked in my head. So I walked up to him. I said, hey, can I holler at you right quick? So his homeboy's looking at me like, man, what's up? He's like, yeah, y'all chill. This my bunkie. This my bunkie. Okay. So we made him walking, right? I said, hey, look, I want your burger. He was like, what? Man, you can't have my burger. What you mean you want my burger? I said, listen, man. Listen. Now, I know what you did last night. He was like, man, what you talking about? I said, look, man. Look. I saw what you was doing in the shower last night. He was like, man, what you talking about, bruh? I said, look, man. When you went to the shower last night, I saw what you was doing. Look, y'all. All that harsh faded. This dude face looked like it just drained, right? He stopped. He was like, bruh. I said, no. I said, listen, just give me your burger today, and I ain't gonna say nothing. He was like, man, dude, man, for real, man, don't. I said, listen, man, we ain't gotta do all that, man. Just give me the burger, man. We good. He was like, all right, bet, right. So, they come out there with the trays or whatever, and I just walked right up to him when he got his tray. He just gave it to me, right? So his homeboy was like, hey, man, why you get him? He like, man, y'all shut the fuck up, man. Because remember, y'all, this is a high-ranking OG blood nigga, right? So they asked him, like, man, let me get the burger, right? And he like, man, mind y'all business, man. So I got the burger or whatever, and I, made my little double stack and walked off. Went over here by the bleachers and bust down the chocolate milk and eating the fries and got my double burger. So I'm eating and so I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, yo, he didn't put up no fight. He ain't put up no resistance at all. Let me see something. Right? So that night, he laying there, right? And remember, y'all, I'm on the top bunk, right? So I roll over and I'm like, hey, he like, what's up, man? I said, hey, you got any Fritos? He was like, yeah, I do. Why, what's up? I said, how many bags you got? He was like, shit, I got a couple. Why, what's up? I said, let me get a bag. He was like, all right. Right. Let me tell y'all something. One thing about prison, one thing I know for sure, that there's some guys that's locked up that be doing things that they have no business doing, right? But they get sloppy and they end up getting caught, right? So, long story short, y'all, I ended up telling him one day, right? Like, listen, man. Every week, because keep in mind, y'all, I didn't have anything. I didn't have nobody, I didn't have nobody sending me money or putting nothing on my books, or I didn't have my prison hustle yet. So I just straight up told him, like, look, every Friday, because it was store day every Friday, I need these items, right? Or I'm telling. And he agreed to it. So that right there actually set the tone for me to become how can I say, extortionist. I find out things about people that they don't want put out there, or I catch you doing something that you ain't got no business doing, and well, you gotta pay, and that's just what it is. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you leave me a tip. Also, if you forgot to hit the like button, make sure y'all smash that like button and share this video and hype the video. Make sure y'all check out my Amazon wish list. I got some items in there that I need purchased. So y'all make sure y'all look out for y'all big partner. If you can't get enough of these stories, I made another channel. I'm gonna have that link pinned at the top of the comment section too, and in the description. Until next time, take care.